welcome to our review of Plymouth Argyle's 1995-1996 season, and what a season it's been. After the disappointment of relegation to Division 3, Neil Warnock's first campaign in charge led here to Wembley, the club's first ever visit to the Twin Towers. It's all a far cry from the first few weeks of the season, which began at Layer Road last August. The new manager included 7 debutants in the team to face Colchester, but saw them fall behind after just 15 minutes to Simon Betts' strike. Argyle's reply came early in the second half, courtesy of a superb finish by new striker Adrian Littlejohn in front of an ecstatic travelling army. But instead of going on to clinch victory, Plymouth were beaten by a 35-yard screamer from Adam Locke. Despite the defeat, Neil Warnock declared himself encouraged by the display. That confidence seemed well placed 3 days later, when Argyle more than held their own against a Birmingham side 2 divisions above them. Gary Cooper's fine individual goal just before half-time was enough to give the big spending Blues a slender advantage. But Argyle's performance suggested they could produce one of the shocks of the round in the return leg at home park a week later. It was back to earth with a bump on the following Saturday, as Plymouth began their home campaign with a dismal defeat. Keeper Nicky Hammond gifted Preston the lead midway through the first half. And 12 minutes later the defence opened up to allow Ian Bryson to score the second, leaving the pre-season promotion favourites rock bottom of the Ensley League. Birmingham left Neil Warnock feeling blue after inflicting defeat number 4 in the return leg of their Coca-Cola Cup tie. Argyle levelled the aggregate score just before the break, when skipper Mick Heathcote made up for his earlier miss when he slid in at the far post. But with the prospect of a cup upset firmly in their grasp, Argyle let Birmingham off the hook in 3 second-half minutes. First, Andy Edwards headed home. And then Jonathan Hunt's corner somehow beat both Wayne Burnett and Nicky Hammond on the line. After that, there was no way back for the Pilgrims as they went out of the cup on another night to forget for their fans. Plymouth's miserable start reached crisis proportions at the Diva Stadium. They held on until just before half-time, when Eddie Bishop powered Chester ahead. And their equaliser was the goal of the game, Paul Williams with a superb strike from the edge of the area. But that proved to be mere consolation after Bishop slotted home his second. And then Cyril Regis used all his experience to escape the marking and head home Chester's third. After the game, Neil Warnock ordered extra training for his players and promised changes for the next match. Despite some minor adjustments to the lineup, the tale of woe continued against Hereford. Once again, Nicky Hammond was the main offender as Argyle gifted striker Steve White a tap-in. And if the defence was shaky, the attack was guilty of missing a string of chances, the best of which was Chris Billy's late effort against the crossbar. Hammond partially redeemed himself just before the end, but after 6 straight defeats, Argyle were now rooted to the foot of the table. The Rot was stopped in some style at Gig Lane on the following Saturday. Watching the action, Dave Croft.
Mark Patterson has raced away to take the throw on that far side. There's Mickey Heathcote with him and just lays it back to Heathcote. Heathcote, a little chip forward, cleared away, but only as far as Mauger. Mauger eventually does find Patterson, steals in and tries the cross. Cannons off the legs of Ian Hughes for another throw to Argyle. Chris Billy looking for a man to make a move, and Ronnie Mauger hooks it across. Evans in the area and scores! Against the run of play, Plymouth Argyle snatched the first goal. Hodgson pumps the ball to the edge of the very area, headed away as far as Mark Carter. Good interception. Chris Billy feeds it through to Clayton, who tries a speculative shot that finds the corner of the net. And that's as good a goal as you'll see anywhere in the Football League. Chris Billy fed it forward. Looking for Clayton to make the run, he did. He tried his luck from the edge of the area, and a magnificent goal that left the Bury keeper Lee Bracey absolutely no chance at all. Stuart Bimson will take the kick, and Bury pushing men forward. Bimson swings it in over the head of Stanton, headed away by Hodgson. And good work from Paul Williams, just nips in ahead of Ryan Cross. Ryan Cross is stuck with him, but Williams will try and keep going, maybe keep the ball in play, and does. Swings across into the far post looking for Little John, knocks it back to Billy in the area. Can he turn and shoot? He does and scores! Deep cross raider and Little John. Little John knocked it back, and Billy, after the ball just got stuck under his feet, regained his composure and slammed it past Lee Bracey. Argyle lead by 3-0. Hodgson to Williams. A neat touch and a neat turn from Williams. Moget back to Ledbetter. Evans has stayed onside. He might try a shot from long range. Does so. And that's the fourth. Lee Bracey was stranded in no man's land in his area. Mickey Evans saw this. Tried his luck from 30 yards. A great shot. And a great way to round off what has been a superb Argyle performance this afternoon. Billy on this near side to Patterson. Patterson forward for Little John, who's stayed onside despite the appeals from the Bury defenders. Turns inside, tries the shot. And that's number 5. Little John, time and time again this afternoon, had strayed offside, but this time as the ball was lofted through to him, he managed to beat the offside trap, checked inside and drilled a low left foot shot into the far right corner. Lee Bracey had no chance, and Plymouth are on a high.
We've seen it develop over the last few weeks, but we've not had any luck and conceded silly goals, and you know, you begin to have doubts, the players, and yet it's within our dressing room, the answer, and today we proved that you know, we can be a good side.
But after that superb display, the home game against Orient was a major anti-climax, even if it did produce the first home point of the season. Mickey Evans continued where he left off at Bury with the opener after 19 minutes. But Argyle was stunned by a late equaliser from substitute Mark Watson, and Warnock described the performance as the worst since he took charge. It all came right for the home park faithful 3 days later, but not before a nightmare moment for keeper Kevin Blackwell, who failed to deal with Keith Hill's back pass and gifted Doncaster the lead. But Argyle got over their embarrassment quickly, thanks to Mickey Evans' header from Mark Patterson's superb cross. And 5 minutes later they were in front. Adrian Littlejohn's low cross turned in by Chris Billy. Argyle dominated the second half, and 5 minutes from time a clever free kick move involving Burnett and Evans received the perfect finish from Littlejohn, who was Argyle's first home win since Easter Monday. Plymouth made it 10 points out of 12 at Barnet, in front of around 1,000 travelling fans. They took the lead 20 minutes from time. A foul on Chris Billy produced a penalty, and Mickey Evans put away his 5th in 4 games from the spot. But Barnet were level 6 minutes later. A clever lob from Mark Cooper giving Kevin Blackwell no chance. Argyle left it late to find a winner, but after a precision pass from Evans, A.D. Littlejohn did the rest to give the Green Army the result they deserved. The 3rd Division's form team continued their climb up the table in Lancashire. The winner came 11 minutes from time. Mickey Evans' shot was well saved, but the rebound fell to Littlejohn, who tucked away his 5th of the season. And the winning run continued at Home Park against struggling Lincoln City. The commentator, Martin Dean.
Argyle not only having Ian Baird making his debut, also have Martin Barlow playing his first game of the season, in for the Bolton-bound Wayne Burnett, we think. Warner's looking to get it away. Johnson. Alan Johnson giving it away. Now Patterson. Played through for Littlejohn. Patterson's gone streaking through into the middle. Evans with the cross. On an own goal. And I think that came off Jason Minette. Well, panic caused in that Lincoln defence. It was Michael Evans causing all sorts of problems with the cross. And there we are, an own goal in the early stages, giving Argyle just the advantage that they want. And sliced by Davis. Well, the Argyle players claiming that was a back pass. The referee shaking his head. Heathcote with a header forward. Evans is onside. Michael Evans, 2-0. 2 goals in 2 minutes. And Lincoln in total disarray. Michael Evans getting his 6th goal of the season. It all stemmed from that powerful header forward from Mickey Heathcote. Lincoln players were appealing for offside, but Adrian Littlejohn not interfering, and Michael Evans able to take it on and put it into the corner of the net. Hill playing it forward. Baird getting the flick on. Littlejohn comes for Evans, looking for space to get a shot in. Now Baird. Littlejohn looking to curl one into the corner, and he does! Well, that goal seemed almost inevitable. They were queuing up in the penalty area. Baird and Evans denied, but Littlejohn managing to carve out some space for himself and curling that ball right into the corner of the net. Patterson with the throw. Barlow. Curling it in towards Baird. Oh, off the crossbar from Ian Baird. Oh, what a start that would have been to his Argyle career. Patterson has made the run on the overlap. Keeps it in play well. Getting past Carbon. Still going, Mark Patterson. He pull it back for Ian Baird. Baird with a chance now. Baird! Oh, good save from Andy Leaning. Oh, Ian Baird holds his head. Gives the goalkeeper a friendly pat.
Well, it wasn't very nice to be 92nd, is it, at the league table on a Sunday morning, picking my newspaper up. But, you know, you've got to just believe in what you're doing, and believe you me, I thought the place was in a bit of a mess, and it needed drastic action, and it's nice to do it overnight, but it does take time at times, and although we haven't got a lot of time, I'm glad that we sorted it out quickly, and we got some results.
Those results had lifted Argyle into 5th place, having taken 16 points out of 18 during September. Not bad when you consider they began the month bottom of the table. And 7 days later, it was Fulham's turn to suffer, with a new Pilgrims hero taking centre stage. Here's Martin D.
Ledbetter and Hill poised. Patterson on the right-hand side. Ledbetter playing it short. Evans inside. Littlejohn! And Argyle take the lead through Adrian Littlejohn, his 7th goal of the season. And again, it's a neatly worked free kick which produces the goal. Looking for a gap which has opened up in the middle. Played wide for Ian Baird. Baird in a bit of space. Chance here for Ian Baird! And he gets his first for Argyle. And the fans at Home Park are beginning to enjoy this match. Well, Mark Patterson must take the credit for setting up that goal. A superb run from him. Ian Baird taking up the perfect position. He was clear. And once he got through, making no mistake. Baird it is who tries the shot. Oh, what a cracker from Ian Baird. Well, he's certainly enjoying his time here at Home Park. Tony Lang with absolutely no chance at all.
Not very often you win 5 on the trot. It's difficult in any standard. But the lads have set their own standards, and I'm very pleased that they've maintained it.
And a 6th win on the trot looked on the cards when Mickey Heathcote headed Argyle into an early lead at Mansfield. But on the half hour, Simon Ireland met David Kerr's cross for the home side, and Plymouth had to settle for a point, which kept them in 4th spot. Argyle fans flocked to Home Park expecting an easy victory over struggling Torquay in the Devon derby. Instead, they saw the most exciting game of the season so far. Among them, our commentator, Martin Dean.
From Patterson. Barlow looking for some support. Evans to turn and get the shot in. That breaks kindly. And that's the first goal of the afternoon for Adrian Littlejohn. His 8th of the season. Well, perhaps a touch of good fortune about the way in which the ball broke through him. No doubt about the finish in the end. A little bit of shirt pulling. Littlejohn's not worried about that. Tucks it into the corner. Partridge is in the middle. So too is Chris Curran, who's made the run. Has to go back for it though. Now Rodney Jack looking to take on Leadbitter. Not too much support from in the middle. Jack showing some nice skills though. And Undar getting the header in. And what a goal from Jamie Undar. Reardon playing the free kick short. It's the return from Barrow. Now Coughlin looking to drive that ball in. It's a dangerous cross and it's in. Jamie Undar gets his 2nd. Barlow then with the corner. Towards the far post this time. Heathcote trying to get on the end of it. Torquay get it away. Now Leadbitter looking to go through a gap in the middle. And Adrian Littlejohn gets his 2nd of the game. Leadbitter perhaps wisely leaving the ball for him. And Littlejohn, the deadly marksman, gets his 9th of the season. Now Curran turning it in towards Undar. Comes on the far post for Partridge. He tries the shot. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Scott Partridge. My goodness me, no wonder those fans behind the goal are celebrating there. Well, this is turning into some match, really it is. Argyle forced to play the ball back now, using a little bit of the impetus. Patterson curling the ball in to Horace McGee, I think. He didn't realise the ball was coming to him, I don't think. Still Argyle maintained the pressure. Fell towards the far post. Hooked into the net by Ronnie Mauger. And Argyle are back on level terms. Well, the goal almost inevitable, really. Put intense pressure on in the last few minutes. Let's see, captain Ronnie Mauger, who finally gets the equaliser. They're getting the flick on. Oh, this could be number 4. It is. Completes a hat-trick. And the Argyle fans go wild. Well, he's looked the most dangerous player on the pitch all afternoon, Adrian Littlejohn. He completes a well-deserved hat-trick. Ace marksman, really.
I thought there were some cracking goals. I think if it would have been anything like ourselves, it would have been sort of easier than it was, but because we didn't react sufficiently quick enough, we allowed them back in, and all credit to them. They were fighting for their lives, and they scored some goals, and then they hung on. But fortunately, we got 2 late goals, and the points were in the bag, and it was nice to see such a large crowd there.
After that thrilling win, Argyle crashed back to earth at Darlington. Gary Himsworth fired the Quakers ahead early in the second half. Plymouth's 9-match unbeaten run came to an end when Glenn Naylor tapped in the rebound after Paul Williams had blocked Robbie Painter's shot. Revenge would come at Wembley 7 months later. The North East Tour continued 3 days later at Scarborough. where the Pilgrims let 2 points slip away against Neil Warnock's former club. Chris Ledbetter gave them an early lead, and when Adrian Littlejohn added a second 2 minutes after half-time, Argyle seemed to be cruising to a comfortable victory. But Scarborough pulled a goal back through Steve Charles midway through the second half. And in a thrilling finish, the home side forced an equaliser in the 6th minute of injury time, when Neil Treble's shot trickled past a helpless Kevin Blackwell. Neil Warnock described the visit of Cardiff as the worst game we'd seen for 3 seasons. Plymouth had the best of what chances there were, Mickey Evans shooting over the bar in the first half. After the break, Adrian Littlejohn was the only player on the park who looked like scoring. His shot into the side netting was the highlight of a dire encounter. Argyle safely negotiated a tough FA Cup hurdle at Slough, but they had to wait until the second half to settle the tie. Chris Billy's cross was intended for Chris Ledbetter, but it was defender Lee Harvey who made contact for an own goal. No confusion about the second goal. Mickey Heathcote rising to head home Ledbetter's free kick and send the Argyle ranks home happy. Just as they did at Darlington 3 weeks before, Argyle let a 2-goal lead slip at Hartlepool. They appeared to wrap things up in the first half, starting when Mickey Evans squeezed home his penalty after Chris Billy had been brought down. And 10 minutes before the break, Ronnie Morget made it 2-0 with a close-range header. But after conceding a scrappy goal to Denny Ingram soon after the restart, Argyle crumbled. And they were stunned by Steve Howard's equaliser, which was deflected past Kevin Blackwell. The collapse left former Hartlepool winger Neil Warnock less than happy. At half-time against Rochdale, Warnock asked Adrian Littlejohn for more effort. This was his response.
Looking to take the free kick quickly. Forward for Littlejohn. Looking to get round Butler. Still battling Adrian Littlejohn and getting away well. Got Chris Billy in the middle. Littlejohn still going. Looking to slide it in, and he does! And that's his 12th goal of the season. And no wonder he's delighted. Well, that really a reward for perseverance. He battled his way away from Paul Butler. Got into a position where you thought he might have put the cross in, seeing enough space just to slot it into the far corner. And Mojay looking to turn it back in. They're doing well to bring it down on the chest. Ledbetter, first time ball. Littlejohn in some space. Baird is arriving in the middle. Comes for Evans instead. Evans with the shot! And Michael Evans clinches all 3 points for Plymouth Argyle, surely. His 8th goal of the season. Set up for him, really, by Adrian Littlejohn. He's got away on the left-hand side. Cross towards the far post. Picked up by Evans. And space just to squeeze the ball inside Ian Gray's left-hand post.
Another potentially tricky cup tie against non-league opposition got off to the perfect start, with Chris Ledbetter's 8th-minute strike. But Kingstonian hit back strongly and levelled just before half-time, thanks to Joe Warden's far-post header. With just 5 minutes remaining, Argyle seemed ready to settle for a replay, until Littlejohn produced a goal good enough to win any cup tie. A superb turn and shot to take Argyle into round 3. Argyle's star striker had the last word once again in the league clash with Wigan. He helped the Pilgrims make the perfect start with a low cross which was fired home by Martin Barlow. But 4 minutes later, Wigan were level. Kevin Blackwell blocked Mark Leonard's initial shot, but he could do nothing about Andy Farrell's tap-in. Littlejohn waited until 15 minutes from time to restore Argyle's lead, eventually turning in Mark Patterson's cross at the far post. If that was an easy finish, 82nd was anything but.
Littlejohn, oh, a lovely turn. He's got away from Greenall. Can Littlejohn make this game safe now? Yes, he can. A superb individual effort from Adrian Littlejohn. A touch of class, which will surely set the seal on Argyle's victory. Lovely little dummy, left Colin Greenall for dead. And after that, just the goalkeeper to beat. And the sort of form he's in, that was no problem for Adrian Littlejohn.
6 shots on target, 5 from Argyle, summed up a dull encounter at Sinsel Bank. That man Littlejohn came closest to breaking the deadlock, and Neil Warnock declared himself happy with a point against a well-organised, if unadventurous, Lincoln side. Argyle began their Christmas programme at home to Cambridge. It wasn't a classic, but it was finally settled by another contender for goal of the season.
And his father was Mojay. Mojay trying the shot, and what a cracker from Ronnie Mojay. Well, the goal really stands out in what's been a pretty drab game so far. You won't see many better than that this season. Ronnie Mojay giving Argyle the lead and finally breaking the deadlock here at Home Park.
Argyle sat 4th in the table on Christmas Day and ready to mount a New Year push for promotion. But just where would they have been if they'd made a better start? Boxing Day took Argyle to Kent for a real battle with table toppers Gillingham. A tight game with few chances exploded into life late on, when the home side were awarded a penalty. No doubt about Gary Clayton's handball, but afterwards Neil Warnock, playing keeper Kevin Blackwell, had been impeded as the corner swung into the area. Clayton was duly sent off by referee Graham Pooley, and Steve Butler clinched victory for Gillingham from the spot. A new year, a local derby, and a goal down in just 95 seconds. Exeter skipper Mark Kame setting the pattern for a dramatic game with the first league goal of 1996. And Kame almost made it 2-0 10 minutes later, and his header hit the upright. Just before the break, the visitors did increase their lead, Paul Buckle turning the ball home from Lee Bradbury's cross. Argyle's fight back began 15 minutes into the second half, with the goal hotly disputed by 2 players. It's likely that Ronnie Mojay's touch was going in anyway, but Ian Baird was there just to make sure. There was no doubt who got the equaliser 10 minutes from time. Baird diving in after Chris Billy's cross was headed back into the danger zone. And Argyle escaped with a precious point and local pride intact. After the local derby, Home Park hosted another big occasion 5 days later, the visit of Premiership stars Coventry City in the FA Cup. Almost 18,000 were there, and Argyle gained the initiative midway through the first half, when City defender David Boost was sent off for a foul on Michael Evans. Before Coventry had time to reorganise, Ian Baird fired Argyle ahead from the free kick, no more than the home side deserved. Big Ron Atkinson clearly worked his magic at half-time, but the 10-men Sky Blues clinched victory with 3 goals in 5 minutes. Ali Pickering's cross took a cruel deflection for the equaliser, and after Mickey Evans had missed a great chance for Argyle, John Solako gave Coventry the lead. Paul Telfer's precise shot finished Argyle off, but despite the defeat, it was a day to savour.
It's great for the city and the town to see 17,500 people here, and I think people can see where we're going, and it's exciting, and hopefully in the next few years we can have a few more full houses like that.
Back to league duty and a vital trip to second place Preston. The game contained several talking points, starting with Argyle's opener. Mick Heathcote's challenge on the goalkeeper was ruled legitimate, despite Preston's protests. But having gained the advantage, Argyle promptly surrendered it by conceding 2 goals just before half-time. Ian Bryson got the first, and Simon Davey headed the second after keeper Kevin Blackwell had failed to cut out Graham Atkinson's cross. A third goal from Lee Cartwright 5 minutes into the second half looked to have put the game beyond Argyle's reach. And And when striker Adrian Littlejohn was at the centre of another moment of controversy, getting a red card for something he said to a linesman, it seemed Argyle's misery was complete. They should have put themselves back in the picture from the penalty spot when Chris Billy was pulled down by John Vaughan, but the goalkeeper made amends with an excellent save from Mickey Evans. Argyle did manage a late consolation goal, Mark Saunders' first for the club, but the defeat left them 7 points adrift of an automatic promotion spot. Argyle's apparent slide out of contention continued with a lacklustre display against Colchester. 2 more precious points slipped away, though it could have been worse if on-loan keeper Andy Pedersen hadn't saved Simon Betts' spot kick. 6 minutes later, Ian Baird's deflected free kick appeared to put Argyle on course for their first win of 1996. But they paid dearly for their failure to kill off their promotion rivals when David Green grabbed a late equaliser. After 4 games without one, Argyle badly needed a win, but instead they produced probably their worst performance of the season, starting when Chris Hope poked home Scunthorpe's opening goal. Their promotion hopes were visibly fading when more dreadful defending allowed Lee Turnbull to add the softest of second goals. Argyle couldn't get any worse after the break, but after wasting the few chances that came their way, they went even further behind when Andy McFarlane volleyed home Scunthorpe's third. Substitute Richard Logan headed a late consolation goal for the Pilgrims, but that couldn't disguise the fact that they were now in danger of losing touch with the leaders.
I'm disappointed in one or two lads' attitudes. When the chips are down, that's when I think you can tell your players. But it just makes me more determined. And I said to the players after, I want to get promotion, and you can please yourselves. If you want to come with me, then fair enough. But if you don't, then you'll be out. And that's how I feel tonight.
Plymouth travelled to Northampton badly needing a change in their luck. Instead, they suffered another cruel twist as Ian Sampson's shot beat Andy Pedersen courtesy of a wicked deflection. That ultimately settled the outcome, but Argyle did at least dominate the rest of the game. Sadly, Northampton keeper Billy Turley was equal to everything that was on target. But after the game, Neil Warnock declared that the tide was turning, despite a record of 2 points from the last 18, and he was proved right 4 days later.
Logan with another long throw, aimed in towards Evans, who gets a good flick on. Comes for Barlow, this time he does score. Well, you got the feeling that the goal had to come. Argyle applying all the early pressure. 3 men in the middle, 4th arriving. Comes for Mauger, and that's 2 in the space of a minute. Fielding Mauger, looking for the 1-2. There he goes down, referee waves play on. Partridge with a chance. Scott Partridge must score, and he does. Noakman with the corner. Pedersen coming for it, getting a fist to it, but not much more than that, and it's headed in. And Chester pull a goal back. Barlow popping up on the left-hand side this time. Partridge is making a run inside him. Well spotted by Barlow. And this is Williams. Williams with a chance. Paul Williams makes it 4. Throw. Cut out by Logan. Priest looking to knock it back in again. Pedersen comes for it and he gets a punch to it, and it's turned in by the substitute, Nick Richardson. Rimmer getting it back for Richardson. He's mishit the shot. Comes for Milner though. He goes down in the box, and the referee has given a penalty. So Chris Priest against Andy Pedersen. And Pedersen, for the second home game in succession, saves a penalty.
The 3 points lifted Argyle back up to 5th in the table and silenced the doubters. The promotion challenge was back on. After their recent 3-1 win at home park, Scunthorpe were quickly on top again in the return fixture, courtesy of Andy McFarlane's early goal. But midway through the first half, Mickey Evans celebrated his new contract with the club by scoring, although the deflection did help. But things turned sour for the striker later when he received his marching orders. A game both defences will remember fondly earned Argyle another point, but their away record was now 10 league games without a win. Despite playing with Mickey Evans alone up front, Plymouth had the better of what chances there were, but Rovers keeper Perry Suckling held them at bay. Argyle never looked like repeating their 5-0 success at Gig Lane earlier in the season, but also never looked like losing. They were denied in the first half by the Bury defence, especially goalkeeper Gary Kelly. But their dominance finally bore fruit 12 minutes from time.
Corner from Barlow, Morget's up there, Kelly gets the fist clear, Heathcote with the overhead kick! And Plymouth take the lead!
Heathcote's goal kept Argyle in 5th place, but after 4 games unbeaten, they were now just 1 point adrift of 3rd place Chester. Another home win looked on the cards when Scott Partridge, in what turned out to be his last outing for the club, fired Argyle ahead after just 7 minutes. Plymouth went on to dominate the game, but paid the price for not taking their chances when Sean Gale returned Steve Cherry's clearance with interest 20 minutes from time. A disappointing result, and Adrian Littlejohn's return after injury hadn't come a moment too soon. Argyle extended their unbeaten run to 6 games and thoroughly deserved their first away win since September, despite a few anxious moments along the way. Fullback Mark Patterson set up Richard Logan for the only goal of the match, and the result lifted Argyle to 4th place, ready to face leaders Gillingham at home park on the following Saturday.
Morget, that's a good ball to find Littlejohn in some space. He's giving Green plenty of problems down this flank. Cuts inside, low cross again, it takes a deflection. Good ball to Barlow, Barlow with the shot! Martin Barlow opens the scoring! Plymouth Argyle take the lead! 25 minutes into the second period and Martin Barlow has made it 1-0 to Plymouth Argyle. Adrian Littlejohn, the instigator again, down this left-hand side, took on Richard Green, went past him, whipped in the low cross, it looked to take a deflection, and there was Martin Barlow to fire it into the net. 1-0 to Plymouth.
After that victory, Argyle travelled to struggling Cambridge full of confidence.
Baird laying off neatly for Billy, and space opens up in front of him. Chris Billy lining up for the shot, he has a low shot, and Chris Billy has opened the scoring. 8 minutes on the clock. Chris Billy back in the side today, and what a way to mark his return. Well, he ran into space, but there didn't look to be any real danger, but the defence just opened up in front of him, and he was into the penalty area, and he had room for the shot, and he drove it low past Davis, and that's 1-0 to Plymouth. Richards knocks it out to Granville, low cross, just beating everybody at the back post is Hyde, and Mika Hyde, the substitute, fires it into the corner of the net, and Cambridge have equalised. And Argyle have a corner. They've not really had too many moments to remember in the second half so far. We're midway through it. But they're pushing men forward now for this corner kick. Martin Barlow will take it. And it comes. Heathcote jumping for it, glances it on. Free shot for Clayton. It's taken a deflection, and it's gone in off Richard Logan. And I'm not sure how much he knew about it, but he won't mind that because he's put Plymouth Argyle back in front. Well, the corner swung in by Barlow. Mickey Heathcote rising highest, got a glance onto it. Gary Clayton at the far post directed the shot towards goal, and I think it hit Richard Logan more than anything. But it doesn't matter because in it went, and Argyle are back in front. Here by Granville. Rayner controlling it and hooking it forward. On by Corazon, he's done well there in the air. Middleton, man in front of him. Here's Richards. Richards will try the shot. Great tackle by Barlow, or so I thought. But the referee has given a penalty. So Corazon against Steve Cherry. Here he comes, and he fires it straight down the middle into the net, and that is 2 each. Heathcote going towards Baird. Loose ball falls to Patterson. Patterson with a shot, deflected off Evans. Here's Billy. Patterson cushions the header for Baird with a shot. It's taken another deflection, and it's gone in. Oh, a deflection off the defender. I think perhaps Paul Rayner, perhaps Jody Craddock, it doesn't really matter. Argyle are back in front with 9 minutes remaining. Ian Baird, I'm sure, will claim that. Most strikers do.
You've got to give them credit, really. The young lads, they got the tail up when they got the equaliser in the second half, and they ran and worked hard and chased, and we had to hang in there, and we had to be prepared. I thought the 2 centre-backs and Steve Cherry, I thought, held us together at the back, was solid, and it gave us the springboard to go forward again, you know. I thought we deserved to win, but we made hard work of it.
After that thrilling encounter, it was rather more humdrum fare at home park a week later. Northampton came to snatch a point, but instead Michael Evans' miss-hit shot 7 minutes from time took Argyle's unbeaten run to 9 and strengthened their hold on 3rd place. Not surprisingly, Argyle's fans couldn't wait for the Devon derby at St James's Park.
Billy looking to get the cross in. Finds Ian Baird. Clayton will try the shot. And Gary Clayton has scored. A cracking goal from Gary Clayton. It's his second of the season. And you have to say, even at this early stage of the game, Argyle deserved the lead. It's Billy finding Ian Baird. Baird laying it back. And a thumping shot from Clayton beats Peter Potts. Richardson with the throw. Gavin looking for space to turn. Chip towards Cooper on the far post. Clayton having to stretch for it. Cooper looking to hook it back in. It's gone in off Richard Logan. And Exeter are back on terms. Little John has made the run this time. Finding Barlow. To get that cross in, but cut out by Parsley, who gives it away to Adrian Littlejohn, and in the end it's Mark Kane who puts it out for the corner. In towards that near post. Cooper just getting up in front of Evans. The ball's still not clear though. Billy Logan with the shot. Good save from Peter Fox. Peter Fox saving inside there. Doing well to hang on to the ball.
If the display at St James's Park was disappointing, the trip to Craven Cottage was a catastrophe. Neil Warnock described the 4-0 defeat by Fulham as a shambles, and almost immediately promotion was thrown into doubt. Having spent most of March in third place, the defeat at Fulham cost Argyle 2 places in the table, and they finished the month in 5th spot. The playoffs were starting to loom. It was vital to bounce back quickly, but Argyle's fans were given a rough ride against Mansfield as a succession of chances went begging. A late intervention by new signing Carlo Corazon broke the deadlock. The substitute was pulled down in the box just a minute from time and then stepped up to score his first goal for the club from the spot to clinch victory. Corazon's celebrations said it all. Once again, missed chances were the problem when Darlington came to Home Park, but this time there was no late reprieve. Instead, the visitors snatched victory, although Robbie Painter's winner had more than a suspicion of offside. Despite Steve McCall's prompting in midfield, Argyle's strike force once again lacked punch. The result gave Darlington the double over Plymouth and lifted them into the playoff picture, but revenge would come at Wembley. Argyle knew their hopes of automatic promotion would be all but gone if they didn't win the Easter Monday derby at Plainmoor. Ronnie Mourget's 5th-minute header settled their nerves. But the Football League's bottom club went on to dominate for long periods. Thankfully for Argyle, Torquay couldn't finish. And Adrian Littlejohn's late goal, his first since December, wrapped up a much-needed win for the Pilgrims. 5 days later, Argyle faced another struggling outfit as Scarborough came to Home Park.
Logan then with the free kick. Aimed in towards Evans. Comes for Moget. And Ronnie Moget with another superb strike. Puts Argyle in front. Good ball for Chris Lidbitter. And he got a telling cross in here. Rocket trying to get it clear. Ironsides has come for it. He hasn't got it. And it's turned in by Martin Barlow. Logan with the header forward. It might drop for Littlejohn. Chance for him now to make it 3. And Adrian Littlejohn gets his 17th goal of the season. And really you could see it coming. Barlow. Looking to try the shot. Oh, it's gone in. Martin Barlow gets his 2nd of the game. And that really was a cracker. All hooking it clear. Wasn't getting the flick on. Littlejohn. He's got away from Hicks. What can Littlejohn do here? And that's number 5. Adrian Littlejohn. So deadly when he gets away from the defence. Completes an emphatic victory for Argyle. Andy Ritchie just trying to get away in the box. And the referee has given a penalty. Ritchie against Cherry, and Ritchie scores.
Argyle's Jekyll and Hyde nature surfaced again at Edgar Street, with a performance which appeared to end their chances of automatic promotion. Hereford striker Steve White almost joined Argyle 2 seasons ago, and he showed them what they were missing with 2 goals before half-time. 6 minutes after the restart, Plymouth's hopes of a comeback vanished when Ronnie Bourget brought down John Brough and White completed his hat-trick from the penalty spot. The result left Argyle needing to win 2 of their last 3 matches to be sure of a playoff place. The trip to Cardiff saw the Pilgrims hit back with a thoroughly professional display. They dominated the game throughout, and the win they desperately needed was clinched by Mickey Evans' goal on the hour mark, and a playoff spot, at least, seemed assured. Another solid display at Spotland put Argyle back in the race for automatic promotion. They dominated throughout, and their patience was rewarded 20 minutes from time. Adrian Littlejohn's pace took him to the byline, and his cross was turned in by Michael Evans. The result made the playoffs certain, and also meant Plymouth could still finish third if they won their last game, and Darlington and Bury both lost. Argyle kept their side of the bargain in front of a home park crowd who were in party mood.
We're looking to get the cross in towards Littlejohn. Evans laid off for Littlejohn. Littlejohn puts it away, and Argyle have taken the lead, and we've played less than 2 minutes on the watch. Really leaving it for Barlow. Cross in towards Heathcote, who's on the line. Well, that's number 2 for Argyle. Mickey Heathcote gets the goal. Logan is in the middle. Towards him, Logan with a header, and he scored! Richard Logan makes it 3-0 to Argyle. Howard trying to set Joe Allen away. Logan doing enough just to see the ball out of play. Argyle get the goal kick. And there is the final whistle. Mr. Gifford bringing down the final curtain. Or is it the final curtain here at Home Park? Argyle have certainly done their part, beating Hartlepool comprehensively by 3-0. But will it be enough to see them to automatic promotion? Or do they have to settle for a place in the promotion playoffs? Confirmation coming over the loudspeaker that Argyle will have to settle for a place in the playoffs. And these fans grouped around the players' tunnel will be hoping they'll be celebrating at Wembley on May the 25th.
After a long, hard campaign, Argyle ended an agonising 1 point away from automatic promotion. But there was no time to dwell on what might have been, because the dream of second division football next season was still very much alive. The first step to promotion was the playoff semi-final against Colchester. The first leg took place at Layer Road, and our commentator is Tony Jones.
Forward by Betts. Fry, he's got the return, but it was well read by Heathcote. Colchester still applying pressure. Oh, what a terrific effort. A thumping shot there from Tony Dennis. Gibbs with a chance to run at his full-back Mark Patterson. But he's given the ball away. Betts there to help. What can they make of it this time? Here's Kinsella. Set up nicely for Mark Kinsella. And what a super goal that was from Mark Kinsella. Still very, very scrappy. Can Colchester pick up something here? Another terrific effort. It was Reinhold to crush that shot against the bar.
So everything to play for at the halfway stage, and the second leg got off to the perfect start for Argyle, back on level terms after just 3 minutes.
This is better from Plymouth. And they've got a goal. Michael Evans. 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the watch. And Plymouth back in this game. Hesitancy there in the Colchester defence. The ball bubbled kindly for Evans. And he made absolutely sure. Colchester claimed then that Evans was offside, but the flag stayed down and Evans took full advantage. Barlow is there. Ledbetter might try one left-footed. It's Ledbetter, and that's number 2. What could I do? Barlow shaped to take it, and in the end it was the left-footed shot which beat him. Dispossessed by Williams. Now Ledbetter. That's a great ball again by Ledbetter. Barlow once more to stretch out, and he was brought down then by Simon Betts. Barlow furious, he felt that that was a penalty. Ledbetter scored from a free kick in a similar position at the end of the first half. 2 men this time in Emberson's wall, and this time he was just the wrong side of the post, Chris Ledbetter. Straight through the wall. Play by McCarthy. Heathcote there with McLeish. Good ball by Ledbetter. Littlejohn is in on goal. Now, what is going through John Kirby's mind? That was a clear run on goal, and this could be a red card. No doubt about it. Littlejohn clean through, and he was dragged down then by McCarthy. Plymouth still furious about the decision. Neil Warnock, the manager, on his feet, incensed by the decision. He felt that Colchester should be reduced to 10 men by now. Barlow. This time it's across the face of goal. Well, Barlow and Ledbetter both shaped to take that. It was Barlow in the end. There's a hold-up now because the linesman on the near side has called over John Kirby, the referee. Neil Warnock, the Plymouth manager, was absolutely furious with that decision. He felt that Tony McCarthy should have been sent off. And John Kirby having a word with the Plymouth manager. Warnock very upset and very angry. I wonder if Neil Warnock will now be sent off the bench. He has. The Plymouth manager has been dismissed from the bench. And he's going into the crowd. Extraordinary scenes. Neil Warnock took over after taking Huddersfield up into the First Division. But Warnock, having been dismissed from the touchline, is now sitting in the crowd. Presumably he can still get messages through. I wonder how long it will be before the linesman or John Kirby, our referee, notices that Warnock is down there, because there are a cluster of photographers in front of him. Another header by Evans, and another header just wide. Again, Colchester caught with a free kick, a Ledbetter free kick. Evans very nearly getting Moja in at the far post. Hit long again by Emberson towards Adcock. Kinsella, he's done it again! Mark Kinsella! 65 minutes gone, and Colchester very much in this game. Same range as Sunday, same result. He scored a fabulous goal in the first leg against Plymouth on Sunday, and that's a second. And more importantly, with away goals counting double, it means that at the moment it's 2-2 on aggregate, but 3-2 should it go to that away goals route. Carl Emberson will really have to be on his toes. He knows what to expect now. Ledbetter and Barlow both poised over the free kick. Little John is in the wall. It's got to stand firm. Different approach. Curran coming in at the far post. And again, Emberson angry with his defenders. Came in from nowhere, then Curran wasn't picked up. Paulie forward again. Mojay tries to find Little John. But real tension in the air. And it seems to be affecting Plymouth Argyle more than Colchester United. Steve Wignall said before the playoffs started that they should go out there and enjoy it. But there's an anxious moment here. Barlow. This time they've got it. It's Paul Williams. 6 minutes from the end, and Paul Williams has made it 3-1. Good play again by Barlow, and a good header too by Williams, who was storming in then. Barlow to take on Betts, Williams to get there ahead of Fry. Pumped in towards Paulie. Thumbed it in a second time there. Kinsella once more. Paulie. Now Barlow. Barlow with a chance to ease the pressure on that Plymouth defence and to get Little John away. Still with Little John, play on, it's Evans. Great stop there by Emerson. One end of the pitch to the other. It was a gamble which Colchester had to make. Little John twisting and turning. Evans there to support, but Emberson stood firm. Barlow. Patterson to take the pressure off once more. But that's it. A goal just 6 minutes from the end by Paul Williams, enough to take Plymouth Argyle through to Wembley for the first time in their history. Mayhem at home park, but the Wembley dream is over for Colchester United. Their one-goal lead from the first leg wasn't enough, but they were never going to be the pushovers which many imagined them to be before the playoffs started. Steve Wignall's team did well to get this far. His players performed with credit, but the disappointment of missing out on Wembley will still be hard to bear. It's the Pilgrims who make the progress. Plymouth Argyle 3, Colchester United 1. That's 3-2 to Argyle on aggregate.
Anything to do it really. I'm ever so proud of everybody. Supporters, been a few bit emotional. But what can I say about them? They've died for the club. The supporters have been brilliant, and we've got a great chance of going up.
Absolutely superb tonight. The lads battled
Thanks, lad. Great chance.
Just what the doctor ordered, that early goal, wouldn't it?
Definitely, because had a bit of jitters before the first couple of minutes to get the early goal and right back in it again. I thought once we got the first goal we could go on again and dominate the game. I think we did that.
What did you think when they got their the goal to make it 2-1?
I popped my hand, I just fell on the floor at the moment. And but I thought we always in with a chance because they were looking dodgy at the back for the last 20 minutes because we went to flat back four and with Eddie's pace and that, I thought we could get behind him scoring the goal.
Looking forward to Wembley now?
Oh, they sat it, yeah, that's what I mean. Brilliant.
So 3 successive victories to finish off the league campaign, followed by that thrilling win over Colchester in the playoffs, brought Argyle to Wembley full of confidence. Darlington the opposition after their victory over Hereford in the playoff semi-finals, and after losing twice to the North East side during the campaign, Neil Warnock knew his men would have to be at their best to clinch promotion.
Well, it's all about promotion, isn't it? All the disappointments, all the success of the season so far, they can be discarded, can't they now? It's a one-off game, it's who's up for it, it's who can settle first. Plymouth probably favourites by the fact that they've probably got a little bit more experience in the side, with players who have played in this situation before where it's all new to Darlington.
Mick Heathcote there, the skipper and the player of the year for fans and players at Argyle. Organising, and an early corner for Darlington and an early chance to really cause a problem. Appleby getting towards it. Bannister getting the first shot in, and down goes Steve Cherry, 35-year-old keeper, saving the shot from the 35-year-old midfield player Gary Bannister. Warnock knows his way to this ground all right. 5 Wembley appearances in 7 years. 3 times with Notts County and Huddersfield he's been successful in the Wembley playoff. There's an ocean of space out here. Darlington just got a good ball in there. Painter was prepared to let it run for Blake, but it didn't quite come off. And certainly the marking was absolutely awry there by Argyle. But now they're looking to springboard back. Evans with a strong run, Little John through the middle. Sharply out was Paul Newell. Both defences suddenly opened up in the space of a minute. And the more serious breach was of Darlington's rear guard there. But Little John couldn't quite capitalise.
Good positive run through there. Poor first touch there from Little John. Allowed the ball to run away from him. Enabled Newell to come out quickly and get on top of that. But certainly the best chance of the game so far.
This is a good run from Appleby. This is nearly a great run and a good ball in there. And Blake into the middle and Appleby, oh so close. Classic example of how the sweeper should come out of the defence and really cause the problems. Jim Flatt thought that was it. Well, that was impressive.
He had a smile on his face. Great run from Appleby here. He just plays the ball forward. At first I thought he was going to have a shot. He catches the player on his heels. It rebounds wide on the left. He gets a good first touch and that's inches wide past the far post.
John keeping a deeper position. Central defenders are up there for Argyle, as you'd expect. Heathcote number 5 there in the centre of the picture. Argyle's corner. We'll come back again. Appeals for the offside. Neil still had to do something. And it was over the top of the end from Evans. Perhaps thinking this is as good a chance as Argyle have had.
Well, the ball's knocked in high here, asking the question. The goalkeeper comes, can't get to it, doesn't know where it is, and really it's a controlled volley required there. Hit the target and it's a goal. We see it again here, the ball hit high in the air, the goalkeeper comes, doesn't get a good punch on it, not sure where it is, and a wild lash at the ball there, sends it over the bar.
Goal just couldn't quite take that one on his stride. There was a bit of space ahead of him as well. It's Little John trying to make some progress through. Williams rather. Evans' flick didn't come off. Barlow's got room here to measure the cross. Darlington have got plenty in the middle to deal with it. inevitably almost it was Appleby, and Carr's dispossessed there. And away by Crosby. Heathcote pushing up. Carr's this time should get it down and away. Bounce was just a bit unlucky there for Blake. Little John, the pace to get there first. He's got a real opening here. He sent it right across the face of the goal. And again, his pace got him in the right position, but he couldn't finish off the job. Regan, Appleby, didn't reach Gawn. It was Ledbetter instead who comes inside, tries the shot, and again it's well off target. A bit of nail chewing going on now by Warnock. No matter how many times you experience Wembley, it's always a nervous bench to sit on. Trying to get free here. Appleby concedes the corner kick. Maybe it's Argyle's turn to have a little spell. Darlington having had the better of the last 10 or 15 minutes. The keeper, the man under pressure here. He's been having to try to catch what he can. This one played back to Patterson. The bad ball in, and a good goal. Borgia. Argyle take the lead. Ronnie Borgia. And those fans in green and white, delirious there. 20 minutes gone in the second half, and it swung Plymouth's way.
Well, they weren't alert here to the little ball played back. It's a good ball clipped in, but then probably one of the smallest players on the field, Morga, gets a free header. Poor marking by Darlington. It's a good ball clipped in. Defender starting to come out. They're static, nobody's really marking him. There's half a dozen black and white shirts in there, but nobody marking, and unfortunately Darlington have paid the price.
Now this game will really turn around. Darlington 0, Plymouth Argyle 1, 25 minutes left, and Darlington have got to get themselves back again. And Warnock is really getting excited now. A goal now for Darlington would certainly silence 30,000 Devon fans. It was loose there in the box, but nobody could get to it. Appleby, Gawn, looking to play the 1-2 in. A key part of the game this is now. And Little John's got it. Darlington have kept a couple of players back. And Gawn sprinting as well, but it's opening up rather here. This is Ledbetter. He wasted the opportunity, but he got spare on this near side, and Darlington were looking stretched, even though they'd held two back to deal with the attack.
Well, they had enough players back, Darlington, with the initial break. It was when the player was switched from right to left that they were left a little bit short, but that wasn't the best of strikes either. Goalkeeper had his near post covered. That wasn't going to be a problem to him.
Bit of football there, and Gawn is the man forward. Gawn's battling, can he keep it in play? And Painter's in the middle. Painter just could not grow for that one. Just needed the better delivery there after so much great work in possession there by Gawn to battle his way back.
Well, again, showed great strength, didn't he, Gawn? Good control, good touch, kept it in, looked up, chipped it over the goalkeeper, and it was just too high there for Painter. Just couldn't get off the floor.
13 minutes left. Blake. Blake again. Here's Gawn. There's a good cross in now. Gawn got a foot to it. Carr's prepared to have a go. been some spectacular goals scored here. Some fairly famous players to say the least, but it was asking an awful lot to try and add to that sort of list.
Well, again, I think a little bit of inexperience here. The ball coming out, he's a naturally left-footed lad. It slices across the ball, works its way across the face of the goal and beyond the post.
Heathcote. Strong work by Evans there, has opened him up again. Little John couldn't reach it. That was nearly good night, Darlington. Cars, a little bit of space has opened up if he can exploit it. Morja again gets a solid tackle in the midfield. It's Regan who's down. There's that chance just a minute ago, David.
Yeah, good pace here, goes across into the box, fires it across the face of the goal, and Little John's just in advance of the ball's just behind him, and in fact it was a good clearance as it turned out.
Carmichael, could there be a miracle on here? Bannister jumping and not getting there. Little John still can sprint. Appleby. Little John just being pulled away from the action there by the referee. Just getting a bit fractious down there. All the tension. Referee just keeping it calm. Appleby getting a caution right in stoppage time of the season. That's his final act in a Darlington shirt.
Well, a little bit of frustration creeping in there. Appleby kicking the ball against the Plymouth player when he was laid on the floor, and the referee really no alternative but to show the yellow card for that. Just a little bit of petulance.
O'Neill desperate to get that ball back. Need a lot for Michael Evans there, a Plymouth lad, born and bred. Two and a half minutes of stoppage time we've had. Now Michael jumping for it again. And it's all over for Darlington. It's the Pilgrims who progress into the second division. They've won this final by just the one goal scored by Ronnie Morja. And there's a West Country eruption there. They came up in numbers from Devon, more than 30,000 football Pilgrims, and they've been victorious here at Wembley. For Jim Platt, it's disappointment and desolation for Darlington. It's Plymouth Argyle who's won this playoff final. He's wanting his team to stand up and take the applause. He feels they've put on a performance to be proud of here at Wembley, but it's the Plymouth Argyle fans, the 30-odd thousand of them, who are celebrating a narrow victory. So little in it during the season and even less in it again today. It was Ronnie Morja, the only goal of the game, who made the difference between the two teams after 65 minutes and will send Plymouth into the second division next season. Darlington found chances hard to come by. Appleby had a good opening in the first half, but it was a tight game in which the two defences dominated most of the time. A competitive match, a tough way to lose, but a glorious way for Plymouth Argyle to progress into Division 2. Darlington's marvellous campaign ends in disappointment. That trophy and promotion will go down to Devon. Neil Warnock, a Wembley hero, as manager once again. It's Darlington 0, Plymouth Argyle 1 at Wembley. Heathcote then, the County Durham lad, leads Plymouth Argyle up the Wembley steps. He's their player of the season. He's got his hands on the trophy. It's presented for the winners of this playoff final. It's a tough way to get yourself into a high level of football, but Heathcote was outstanding for Argyle today in a tight match. 4 49 games it's taken to haul themselves into the higher level. This has been their only season at this level, Plymouth, in their 110-year history, and they bounced back at the first attempt. It's a fantastic achievement by Neil Warnock to assemble a team that's done the job straight away. He's had money to spend, but Plymouth have got their reward. The man in the crazy hat is Dan McCauley, the Plymouth chairman. He'll be so pleased. And Plymouth, the club, of course, with genuine ambition and the means to push on again. With the trophy for more than 30,000 Devon supporters, it's Plymouth Argyle who get promotion.
Following because they've been top class all season. Like, you know, playing in the game, like, it didn't feel as though it was a particularly good game, but you know, when I said like before, we'd settle for a 1-0 scrappy performance, and it's come true. Like, so, you know, but just like the end product of getting promoted, you know, it'll mean so much to this club. Hopefully now we can go on and take forward steps. It's unbelievable, really. When we walked out here today and we've seen these fans, they're just different class. We had to do it for them, obviously for ourselves as well, but I mean, listen to them, they're brilliant.
I thought it would be one goal, innit? They're a very good side, and well, we are really, and we're just nip and tuck. That's why we're here. We've come done business, got one goal, and that's it. Home party.
On the training ground, we practice our set pieces week after week, day after day, and finally, they've been paying off, you know.
Well, it was such a tight game, wasn't it? I mean, it was. You just caught them cold with that one move.
Oh, it's very good. Like, respect to Darlington, they're a good team, but we out-battled, we out-fought them, and in the end, I think we deserve to win.
Greatest day of your career?
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Neil Warnock, thank you.
In terms of playoffs, honestly, his preparation, his knowledge, his desire, and his will to win gets through to players, and players don't half respond to Neil Warnock, and me too.
And to you, of course, yes. I mean, you support him. It's always, you know, a good manager needs a good number two.
Well, that's my job, and I'm 100% Neil Warnock. He's got the comfort of knowing that it's, with due respect, a lot of number twos in the country would like the number one job. I want Neil Warnock to be one of the best managers in the country, and I want to be his best number two.
Well, Neil, I think you should play every game at Wembley.
Well, it's nice when you've obviously got the right result, but it's a long season, it's very hard work, and as you saw today, it's quite an emotional carry-on, isn't it, this Wembley job?
I mean, if you're going to go up, you know, is it better to do it this way? Because more exciting. I mean, I know it's nice to win a championship, but the glamour of coming to Wembley.
Well, obviously it's an ideal way to go up. But believe you me, I don't plan these things. Everybody thinks I plan it. I assure you that I don't. And it's really, I would have liked to have been on the beach, if I'm honest. But the fans have loved it. They would have enjoyed it, even if we'd have lost, as daft as it sounds. They've waited so long to come to Wembley. But I said to the lads at half-time, there's only one way to do it. You've got to be a winner at Wembley. You know, you walk off otherwise and there's nothing for you. Whereas now, all our summer's looking forward to the next division and got the 1 or 2 careers back on the road, and we've got to try and now consolidate ourselves. I'll never forget the crowd singing at the end. I hope the video has got it on that, because the crowd singing I thought was magnificent, and Mick Jones, myself, we've worked very, very hard, and to see that lot at the end not going away, I found that incredible.
So a long, hard season ends in glory at Wembley and the triumph of promotion. Neil Warnock worked his playoff magic again, and he and his players can now enjoy a well-earned summer break. But it won't be long before they're back in action and battling for even more success in Division 2. That's all to come, but for now it's goodbye from Plymouth Argyle, 95-96.